While it is true that um, if you're not having sex in your marriage, if you're not having sex in your relationship, it quite often is a indicator that there's something not going well in the relationship. But the reverse is not always true. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm Leslie Dories, your marriage coach, creator of the Hero Husband Project, and owner of Foundations Coaching. And if, you're wondering whether or not having a good or adequate sex life is a good indicator of the state of your marriage, love for you to get in contact with me. Pardon my cat. And but this is a commonly misunderstood thing. I had a client who their sex life was, in his estimate, pretty good, and then everything all blew up one day, and it just served as the dam breaking for all of the problems that she thought were in the relationship, and they haven't had sex yet since. So it's a little bit dangerous to use that as the measure of the health of your relationship. And there are a couple of reasons for this that I want to talk about today. So the first one is couples who have what's known as makeup sex, where they have these really bad, horrendous fights, and then they have absolutely fantastic, hot sex. And so they might think things are okay. But the problem with that is that it just masks the problem. It just covers the problem. They don't actually ever talk about the problem. And then they have another explosion and they repeat the pattern. And while the sex is great, it doesn't compensate, it doesn't balance out for the things that aren't being resolved in the relationship, the things that the couple's actually fighting about. Now, another thing is that you actually may both enjoy your physical contact with each other, your physical intimacy, you're having a good time, you're enjoying it. But again, it's seen as separate from the what's going on in the relationship. It's almost like it's an oasis in the desert of your relationship, that the two of you get together at these specified times because you are enjoying the physical benefits of a good sex life. And again, it's about what's happening underneath to the foundation of your relationship. Um, because if you're not taking care of the foundation of the relationship, if you're just decorating the house, so to speak, and you've got this really pretty house but the foundation is rotting, it's eventually going to come tumbling down around your ears. And the last reason not to use sex as a measure of the satisfaction or health of your relationship is that one person may actually not really want to have sex, may not really enjoy sex, but they're doing it to either bide time until they make a decision about what they're going to do about the relationship, or they're actually just kind of using it as a salve, as knowing that it's obligatory sex, in other words, that they know that they're not happy in the relationship, but they know that sex is important to you. And so they'll do it occasionally, and whatever occasionally may mean. It could be once a week, it could be once a month, it could be 3 times a week, but they're not doing it because they want to connect with you. They're not doing it because they feel close to you in your marriage. And so this idea of, well, we're having sex. Yes, having sex is great. I'm a big fan of that in relationships, but you have to take a look at what else is going on. And just because you're having sex doesn't mean that there aren't other areas of the relationship that need your attention. And this is especially true because if your partner, and it's usually the woman, it's usually your wife, who, if she is not having regular, frequent orgasms, then it's potentially an indicator that she's not really into it, that it may be sex out of obligation or sex out of fear that if she doesn't, the relationship will fall apart. And I get this. I do. I understand. And it's very easy to think, well, we're having sex every so often, or we're having sex consistently. So that means our relationship must be okay. Not always. And so I think it would be helpful to take a step back, make sure that you are actually talking to your partner about the status of the relationship and not using any one aspect, whether it's sex or whatever it is, as the be all and end all that our relationship is okay. Because if you don't know for sure, if your partner isn't telling you, now of course your partner has to be honest, and there's no way for you to know if your partner's not being honest. But if there are unresolved issues, they don't always translate into problems in the bedroom. And fireworks in the bedroom doesn't necessarily translate into a healthy, happy relationship. So if you'd like to have some, I'd love to hear your comments about this. I would love to know your thoughts about this, whether or not you use this as a measure of the health of your relationship. Put a comment down below. Please feel free to follow me on Instagram and Facebook and on my YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you want to talk about this some more, please feel free to get in touch with me. You can DM me. You can send me an email at leslie@foundationscoachingnc.com, because I want you guys to have a full, complete, healthy, happy relationship that includes great sex and a great time outside the bedroom. So until next week, stay loving.